Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls,
Animals
welcome.
even.
Seriously? Animals? I'm not greeting no animals. I'm greeting the beautiful people that watch the most exciting family entertainment program on the airwaves at this time of the day right here in Nigeria. This is Wake Up Nigeria.
Absolutely. Of course, it's always exciting to be, partners with you on every single edition. It feels really good, I must say. You guys out there, get ready for a roller coaster of joy, happiness, smiles, everything, because it's a Thursday edition of our show packed with music, art, and a star-studded finale.
Now, the more we do say this, the better it feels. Wake Up Nigeria is your premium breakfast show, and we're right here in the heart of Lagos. It's great to have you with us. My name is Titilayo Oyinson.
My name is Mazino Appeal. You guys can catch the show live on GoTV, where you might be already. Channel 16 is what you should look for, or 49 if it's the UHF option, 121 on Star Times, but you already know.
Stream the show with us live, TVC Entertainment _ on X, and just TVC Entertainment on YouTube. We're live there right now, and we would love for you to connect with us.
Yes, indeed. Don't forget the app. You guys should download that app and carry it with you everywhere you go, so we're in your pockets.
Yeah.
Sort of. Kind
Yeah.
of like. But hey, it's going to be a great Thursday, and we welcome you guys to the show here. We thank goodness for the slight rain that we had yesterday, because
Slight? That wasn't slight.
I didn't see a drop in Festac.
No.
Not one drop. However, we
cats
felt
and
the
dogs.
breeze and everything. But
Okay.
on my way here this morning, plenty of water on the roads.
Okay,
Very
okay.
slippery. Was very fast. Few incidents here and there.
Oh,
but
yeah.
we made it here safe and on time, just to make sure that we grace your TVs with these smiles and plenty more to come in the next 2 hours.
You're probably on your way out, so let's quickly give you the line up for today's show so you can carry us with you. Now, if you're tech savvy like we are, you're in for a treat. We're going to be diving into the captivating world of tech very soon.
Yes, indeed.
Ogochukwu Onwuzurike
Yeah.
is going to be here. Now, she has over a decade of diverse experience in different sectors like banking, payments, fintech, and SaaS. Now, it's going to be really interesting when it comes to conversations. You don't want to miss it.
Absolutely. And right after that, get ready for some amazing art display. Now, we'll leave you guys kind of like in awe. It's a celebration of creativity and talents that you won't want to miss. Our guest is Modupe Oteju. She's a creative, figurative, visual, and also teaching artist with over a decade of professional experience. We can't wait to have her here on the show.
Right then.
Welcome back, Thursday edition here, and goodness, thank gracious it's a Thursday, because yesterday was the most typical day in Lagos.
What does antitypical mean, sir?
Hey, very unusual, but quite familiar. Let me tell you guys, let me
Okay.
tell you, yesterday was a survival trick for me. I felt like Bear Grylls out in the open backs, with nowhere to go.
So
Had to
all this
fend for my
drama was because of data, right?
see, eh?
You were having this
Listen,
much
yeah,
stress
I
because
don't
of
know
data?
what's going on with the networks currently. We had this conversation on Tuesday, but it got worse because yesterday there was no data, nowhere, no network. You couldn't even make normal calls, and it was really bad because everything that I had to do, and I bet a lot of Lagosians and Nigerians also had to do with you being online.
Yeah.
I had to take dry rides outside of the house, go to pubs and everywhere to try and see if I could get network. Use
Wow.
all my network. Even my daughter's tab became a modem.
Wow.
Still no network. I could get nothing done. And you know why it was even worse? Because for everybody who was out there in traffic, in the 2 days of traffic yesterday, I greet you.
Oh, wow.
Well done. You've tried. Don't go to work today. Your bosses will understand. It
Wow.
was horrendous.
Traffic.
It was crazy.
You need to
Getting-
you need to know we need to know the exact area you're talking about for the traffic.
The island.
Okay.
The island. Oh my
Islands to the
goodness.
mainland. So
It
there was a notice, I think, put on some
When?
blogs about 36 hours of no movement on the third mainland.
I get this, but when was
Right
that
now.
notice put out?
So I saw that one yesterday, and I was hoping to come today and tell everyone,
Saw the
avoid
notice
that.
yesterday.
Yeah, I saw it yesterday.
The third mainland bridge was closed totally only yesterday, and this notice went out only yesterday.
Okay.
So people had no opportunity to make rearrangements for their movements. So it was just a deadlock out of the island, even into the island. It was horrible. It makes you wonder whether today is going to be the same way, because it was really bad.
So it just goes to show how much we rely on certain routes and maybe thinking about alternatives to
They are.
moving around.
Do you live here? It's Lagos. There are practically no
I'm
alternatives.
just saying, if there's no reason for you to go out, just don't go.
That's the point.
There's some people that still just go.
The alternative would be
What?
Being online.
Oh, and you weren't able to stay online.
So you see where I'm going.
I get it.
It was
Okay, just breathe, Mazino, breathe. Breathe.
I do need help, actually.
Yes, you do. We have a therapist that will be here on Tuesday next week.
I have to wait that long? Can I make it?
Okay. But really, hopefully, the weather will not add to your traffic
please.
woes.
Not the heat.
Please, it has been a bit rainy, so please take care on the roads, no matter where you're going. But
And you're welcome. Let's start Wake Up Nigeria with the news. My name is Mazino Appeal. Now, the House of Representatives is also talking about the spate of insecurity as lawmakers raise alarms over incessant bandit attacks in 17 local government areas of Katsina State. The lower chamber has also set up a committee to work out modalities for a realistic living wage to be recommended to the executive after Senate's concurrence. National Assembly correspondent Joke Adisa reports.
While the threat of a national strike by the Nigeria Labour Congress still looms, members of the parliament are on a mission to prevent a national strike. 40 members, led by Minority Leader Kingsley Chinda, sponsored a motion on the need to provide a living wage for workers. Their argument is that nothing short of a wage that is commensurate with the current economic realities will be accepted by the workers.
Trade Economics in 2018 reported the living wage of an individual Nigerian 43,000 naira 200 per month. Presently, no laborer can live in Nigeria with a wage of less than 100,000 naira.
Katsina's legislator Sada Soli brought up a motion under matters of urgent public importance on the incessant and persistent banditry attacks on 17 local governments in the state.
Call on the President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria to further direct the security agencies to sustain their pressure on these criminals perpetrating violence and criminal activities in Katsina State and the country in general.
A motion on the need for relevant authorities to decongest the nation's correctional centers was raised by Ebonyi lawmaker Chinedu Oga.
Urge the federal and the state government to provide comprehensive reform of the country correction system.
The House called on the Federal Ministry of Health to formulate an enforceable prescription policy to address the menace of drug abuse.
Most of the drugs sold by illiterate and semi-literate drug hawkers are counterfeit, substandard, or expired.
Improved healthcare services and economic development are two of the reasons cited for the proposed medical center in Sesembaki Wamba area of Nasarawa State.
For the economic benefit, it's going to create employment for the people of the area, and it's going to reduce medical tourism abroad.
To curb the devastating effects of drug abuse in the country, the House wants the Pharmaceutical Council of Nigeria to close all illegal outlets of pharmaceutical products, including open-door markets. Jokead, TVC News, Abuja.
And outside Nigeria, Nikki Haley has quit the United States presidential race. Now, this development makes Donald Trump the last Republican left in the race. Ms. Haley congratulated Donald Trump and said he must now earn the votes of people who did not support him. Donald Trump will now face incumbent President Joe Biden, who also won the state primaries held on Super Tuesday, setting them on course for a rematch in November.
Morning, Mikey.
Morning.
Air hugs, air hugs.
I'm giving one to her, not you. Look.
Okay, group hug.
Very funny, man. I've got my pink one of that shirt upstairs, and I was going to wear it this morning.
That's true. It would have been nice. Maybe you can change it.
I think I'm going to.
Please excuse us.
This bromance is getting a bit too much.
Let's just twin.
But then, sorry for coming a bit late. It was car issues and all of that.
Or you threw a spanner into your engine or something.
Yesterday to today, it's just been mad. You know, when people talk about a car being a liability, I don't think so. It's an asset. It depends on how you...
Exactly. It depends on the utility, the cost, whether it does what it's supposed to do, or whether it's just for show off.
Bam.
So
Said it all.
If you look at a ledger, they will never write it on the asset side. They will write it on the liability side.
Well,
because
true.
the value of the car always depreciates.
Yeah, I know.
But Hey, well, that's not what
I'm putting this out there, especially to TVC upper management. All these cards you're giving all our directors, they're too big. Them tiny ones, you save money. You save money. See that Mike's car? You save money. All right, let's talk about what we're here.
Mazino.
It's not my mother here, to please expunge that.
When you take the big cars from there, please give that to us.
Let's talk about a very interesting matter that hit social media yesterday, and it was a very, very beautiful, cute video to see. And I shared it on our group just this morning. It's of a young boy who must be perhaps maybe somewhere between 12 or 15, no, 12 or under.
Maybe 10 to 12.
Yeah, a kid born outside of Nigeria, however, was having a very, very interesting conversation with his grandmother in Igbo. Now, this is not just the typical Igbo. This is Igbo, the people who even might have been born in the East can't even boast of being able to speak. It was really deep. And to have such a conversation with a grandmother, you can imagine how deep and how cultured that kid was, even if he was outside of Nigeria. Looking at that situation and thinking about what's happening to our Nigerian languages, your kids don't speak Yoruba, do they?
They actually understand it. Speaking it, won't be in the deepest dialect, no.
Same as me
but-
growing
yeah.
up. And you see, man, you've really said something. And look, your dialect is your identity.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's big. It's who you are. It stands here. There's just a lot one can say about it. I wish I understand my dialect fully. I can speak not as well.
What is your dialect?
You know, there's what now, Oran. Okay, I can understand fully. But you see, the thing is, one issue that might be a problem is that as a country, we don't have a unified local dialect
we've got
or a
3
second
or
lingua
4.
franca, as it were.
Very true.
If somebody's speaking Danish, it'll be Danish. Yes, there might be some slight variations.
Yeah.
But you see, there is unity in diversity, or would I say there are advantages to that in some ways. But I must say that when I saw that video, especially when people noted under that, the young man was speaking deep Igbo, like it wasn't just surface Igbo, you know, he was going on and all that. And everybody gave kudos to his parents. And I said, yes, also, kudos, his parents or his guardians or whatever it was.
Whoever taught
they
him,
communicated. So what happens is this, it's about communication. If you insist, especially from kids. I've been in Lagos, how many years now? It's over, I still don't speak Yoruba. I want to say that.
But you
it was
understand
my
it, though.
No, we do. I don't.
Really, Mike?
Really?
You do.
No.
You do.
When
Oh,
I-
Ogbeni is one of your
Ogbeni.
biggest lines ever.
That's a good
Ogbeni.
guy, Mr. Sir.
Eh-heh.
He just ends there. But you see the thing. I think when Lagos is, shout out to Lagos. You remember when no man's land, you've heard that thing about Lagos. Lagos is about the most hospitable place in Nigeria.
Anybody.
You know, when I came in, I had this thing, I didn't really like Lagos. So there was just this thing, I'm not going to speak.
Oh,
You know? But I wish
that's a Mike thing. That's not
Yeah.
a general
I will
thing.
tell you.
That's a Mike thing.
Personally,
But yeah.
I'm not too versed in my dialect, which is Isoko, but I
Isoko,
can
okay.
converse. I can converse, especially when I go to the village, and it's a beautiful thing to see all those little kids with
Yeah.
runny nose talking in Isoko. I'm like, oh my God, it's so cute. I like it, but I can't. I was born in Lagos. I have a good understanding of the language, and
How good is your
Of Yoruba.
my Yoruba was really bad until I
Came to TVC.
until I started working here, because
Yeah.
I love the fact that people are very comfortable talking to
Using
me
in Yoruba.
in Yoruba and
Yeah.
expecting that I should, and I've had to
Fairness,
learn. So Yoruba me,
Yeah.
wapa die sha,
Wow.
But Yoruba is hard.
Yoruba
it's
is a
not.
very
It's actually.
difficult
It's
language.
not. It's
Why?
not. It's not. It's
You want
actually,
one word, just
Yo,
one. This might be last answer. One word,
eh,
exactly. One word. 6 different minutes. Depending on how you pronounce it.
So we are a very emotive people. And the energy and passion you put into each word displays the emotion behind each
Bam.
word.
Sorry, yeah,
Exactly.
real quick, and back to
Especially that word,
video.
bam.
That's why it's hard for a learner. Like you can just say something innocently. and-
But real
But
quick,
I
and
wanna-
back to that video. Real quick.
I know. Let
Okay.
me just say it. I wanted to say, Mike, there's something you said which people might come for you for. They said you said Lagos is no man's land. It's not no man's land.
Oh no, I said.
No,
I
you
didn't mean
think?
that. I said that
When
it
I
was-
say it's not.
It's described because of the hospitality. and that's
So
it.
it means
Ah,
open to
so
all.
it's
Open to all, and I
open to
mentioned it,
all.
yeah.
Exactly. I
That's
just
it.
wanted to clarify
So
that.
let me get back to
I
that
want.
video.
I'm so sorry. I want to say something.
get it out,
before-
get it out.
I'm not going to say anything. Abi.
Get it out, get it
but
out.
the issue is, I think it's a choice to imbibe the culture and language of a place or a space. If you decide to, you will learn it. You have to be open-minded, open your ears, open your heart to it, and it'll come in. Language is not something that is taught in schools alone. It has to be something you engage in. So, because that's where I was going to go. In schools, kids are taught languages, but do they imbibe it fully?
Yeah,
Probably
yeah.
not.
We're too concerned about English, but you mentioned the word culture. Were you today old when you knew that the word culture came from the word cult? So culture could be anything. It could be a group of people, even in Lagos, you know, pushing, not really pushing,
agenda?
but just identifying in such a way that it becomes culture itself.
common.
However, back to that video and using the word culture, language is very related to culture, whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
There is an attrition of culture when it comes to Nigeria and Nigerians and our culture. I'll give you a very typical example. Israel, that's Davido's aide, always complains about his wife. Only just 2 days ago, he rained curses on her once again. If you look at his submissions, they were actually based on the fact that his wife, according to him, is deprived of culture, was not raised culturally, or has had her culture eroded from her. Now, that is an issue.
Yeah.
Because we are doing without the language, which carries the culture that we're supposed to be very proud of, and it's just affecting our daily lives and communications.
I'm going to
and
say it's a
relationships.
choice once again, because there are many Americans or American women marrying Nigerian men who have decided to imbibe the culture, learn the language. These are foreigners, not even from different states now, marrying into Lagos, or into Yoruba or into any other ethnic group. I'm talking about the fact that if you choose to imbibe a language, to imbibe a culture, it will come to you. The messages will come through.
I agree.
You can't just put a child in school and say, don't speak like this, speak like that, and expect it to happen. So, and then there's another thing that happens at homes now, because I was hearing about a particular family where the father actually used to flog them if he ever heard vernacular from their lips. And by the time they grew up, they had completely,
As per pidgin
As per
or...
other languages.
other
apart from-
languages except for English.
See, let me just say something, Sha. If the boy... So a lot of people are debating if the kid was raised outside the country. If
Yeah.
he was raised outside the country and still speaks like that, that's even harder. Kudos to them. Because
Exactly.
they have to
Yeah.
ensure that they speak it at home.
Exactly.
And make sure that he replies that way. And then he goes outside and he speaks English.
Exactly. And
Or,
then
or
comes
whatever
back home
language.
again.
And comes back home and over.
Yeah.
I don't want to know
That's
the
a
toll
good
on his
one.
personality. That must be some multiple personality stuff going on there. Oh, I'm home now.
And
I
it's-
have to be this guy.
It starts from really young. You
But
just,
kudos to the parents, from me
Yeah.
to them. That's fantastic. I wish I could do that. I wish I could raise my daughter. So I hope that someday.
you will. You'll get the hang of it.
What's your position? Let us know. Use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria What do you think about Nigerian languages, the loss of it, and even culture, and what impacts it will make on us as a people in the future? We'll be back, Steve.
Welcome to the Wake Up Nigeria kitchen, and it's about to come alive once again with the one and only Chef Harmony. Now, I have to say, your regalia today is epic. Talk to us about what you're wearing.
Oh, actually, the outfit is basically traditional. This is an outfit from the African gastronomy all over Africa.
African gastronomy.
Yeah.
Okay.
What we do is just about the traditional meal, our African meal.
Fantastic.
We're trying to bring it to a global world. Sometimes we transform it in a unique world. Sometimes we
So if you
create
see
it.
this outfit anywhere in the world, you know the chef is from
Yes,
African gastronomy.
And if you're not a full satisfied member, you cannot get it anywhere.
Wow.
that's
So
it.
you heard it here. We have a member of the African gastronomy here. I can see it here. Gastronomie Afrique, d'Afrique,
Yeah,
right?
d'Afrique, yeah. That's a French word.
French way.
Pronounce it French word.
Chef Harmony, it's great to have you back in the studio. And we have something really nicely African here on display. What are we making?
So, according to the outfits, so we decided to do just our thing.
Okay.
There's a forio
Okay.
and semo. Stylish wrapped semo. Today I'll give that a spoon. That semo they wrap for you.
Yeah.
I tell a restaurant, why did you do this semo? It look good, unique.
Okay.
I'll give it the spoon.
All right. All those Semo that went to Oxford.
Yes.
Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
now bring the bill. That shake your body.
Yeah, Oxford education is expensive, so Oxford Semo must also be expensive. But I'm really appreciative that you're here. We all love the fact that you're here to show us this unique eforiro recipe. Now, if you would like to try it at home, just follow along with us. What we have here is we have some ingredients you can try and put together so you can try your version at home. Chef Harmony, let's talk ingredients.
Okay.
All right, this is the first one. This is...
The pepper. Mix, yeah.
So what type of pepper is in that mix?
Okay, I have more of the rodo. Now, I'm not talking about, I'll not speak English. I'm going straight to the dialect straight.
Okay.
You have rodo and tomato inside.
Okay.
I use the tomato to control the hotness of the rodo.
Okay.
So sometimes, basically, you're meant to use only rodo and onions. But sometimes I would get crazy, too hot or something, so you need to control it with tomato.
So what else do we have here?
This is iru.
Okay.
Iru woro.
Okay.
We have two types. We have woro, we have pete. This is woro. So, and
right. Now, you have here, these are dried shrimps.
Yes.
Any particular reason why you're using the dried one and not the fresh one?
It has different flavor, and this is our thing. We don't use fresh one.
Okay.
The fresh one does go to another stage.
All right. Now, we have here also some red oil.
Yes.
Okay. You're not bleaching this, are you?
I'm going to bleach it.
You're going to bleach
Not
it?
very, just a
Okay.
little bit.
All right. And then we have our...
intestine.
Okay. Intestine.
Shaki, pomo, roundabout, liver, and all that.
All right. And then there's fish here as
Yeah,
well.
smoked fish, yeah.
Smoked fish. What type of vegetable is this?
It's a for shoko.
Shoko.
Some call it green, but
Okay.
it's shoko. But
right.
one thing about we Nigerians, we try to look for English name for everything.
Okay.
Akara is akara, nothing like beans or...
Bean cake.
Bean cake, no, it's akara, straight.
Or bean fritters.
Chinese will tell wonton soup. No English, wonton is their language. We call it the way they want it. So let it be our akara. Let them carry it global. Akara, yes. Akara, Nigeria, akara, like that.
right.
Let them pronounce it. So it is Efo shoko. Not green vegetable, no, Efo shoko.
Not spinach.
No, Efo shoko.
All right, fantastic. All right, now we have our ingredients on lockdown, and hopefully you're following along. It's going to be right there live on YouTube throughout the show, so make sure you stay tuned. We have quite a bit still coming your way right here on Wake Up Nigeria. Mike is standing by. We have a tech conversation. Stay with us.
Titi, that thing you're doing is very, very important. So why did you pass it at this time? Well, hey, come on, we'll get to see how far that will go on. But now we've got a tech discussion. Ogochukwu Onwuzurike is our guest this morning. She has over a decade of diverse experience in sectors such as banking, payments, fintech, and of course, SaaS. It's great to have you, Ogochukwu. You are welcome. You're welcome. You know, prior to this, people think or people would say that we have a reputation as the scam capital of the world, as it were.
Yeah.
But I know I've seen some rankings that based on percentiles and all that, there are a lot of people that do more than us, but I think we just have a bad rap. We just have, I think our PR is not doing the best, you know. But then there's been that growth of even inside, you know. I don't know I don't know if I should attribute it to gullibility or something, but Nigerians were scamming ourselves even more. You know, it's been on a rise and all over. Let's talk about that. It's funny, putting it, I'll say the evolution of the scam industry or something. Maybe let's start it that way.
Yeah.
You know, so maybe let's talk about that. You know, how has it been, you know, through, how have we seen that trend rise?
And you're right. We need to start this conversation with a caveat that, you know, fraud is global. Scam is global. It's not a Nigerian thing. It's not... yeah, there are hotspots around the world, but what we know and what you see is that scam is a global problem. Fraud is a global problem. So I wanted to start with that. But but the reason why we're having this conversation is because, you know, there's a growing trend in Nigeria, and we need to take a step back and see how, you know, it has evolved going forward. So, I mean, with Nigeria, you remember the days of advance fee fraud, you know, popularly known as 419, where people were, you know, you're asked to, there's a massive contract, but before you get the contract, you're supposed to advance a fee and all of that. That's where, you know, this started. And then with the rise and, you know, with the coming of the internet, we start to see stuff like email compromise and a scam, business email compromise, where people take high-ranking officials, their emails, and, you know, impersonate them and try to defraud people and all of that. And for businesses, we started to see a rise in phishing scams. Where people try to use emails and try to get your information, you know, financial details and all of that. And even that, it's become more sophisticated. But
Clone websites also.
Clone websites and all of that offer all manner of freebies. And with social engineering, it's gotten more sophisticated.
Yeah.
Phishing is as old as the internet, but people still fall prey to it till today. Yeah. Then you have seasonal scams like, we had the romance scams.
Oh, this is still on. That one. People always fall for that
People
one.
fall for that. I mean, everybody's a sucker for love, right?
Yeah.
But there's romance scams, there are job scams, and then you start to see the bank, and financial, and financial fraud. Then with cryptocurrency becoming a thing, all manner of investments, promising all manner of returns.
Even though we've heard about how secure it can be. Just this morning, I was reading something about a particular 2IC who his boss had to go for a transplant or something, and then he gave him information, and then he cleared out the crypto wallet. We've heard there's a particular very popular, fintech company who also had that issue of being hacked and all of that. You see, but in such a world, how does one safeguard themselves in such a world where they are so complicated, and like you said, it's the engineering behind it, it's so sophisticated. How does one protect oneself?
Yeah, I mean, there are two ways to it. First of all, there are ways businesses can protect themselves, and there are ways that individuals can protect themselves. So for businesses, I mean, you definitely have to adopt the right tools. You definitely need to have high level of cybersecurity awareness, have IT teams that are on top of their game, constantly, scanning your system, your operating system, checking for vulnerabilities, and making sure that there are no open holes, like your operating systems are top-notch. User education, and when it comes to also adopting the right tools, I think that's where innovation from Truecaller also comes in. Because for a lot of financial institutions, right, you see people take the identity of banks, and you see those scams where you've seen it online where people call you and say, oh, I'm calling from your bank and all of that. But with Truecaller verified business identity, what we try to do with that solution is for banks to build trust with their customers and own their identity, so that every time they reach out to their customers and all of that, they clearly know that this is coming from a bank. We have a verified business badge for that, which cannot be tampered with.
Okay, but we've seen cases where some people's numbers are tampered with by other people. Because, so for instance, you see there's a particular number, then, maybe because, people, maybe they've reported it. I know you have such a feature as that, and then you see, scammer or something. So that means that people, maybe at the basic level, can access a number or change the properties, let me put it that way, of a number or something.
So on the B2B level, there are certain thresholds that we have to reach before a number is tagged as a scammer. If just one person tags a number as a scammer or a
it's
spammer,
not enough.
It's not enough.
Not enough, okay.
There
has to be
high
reports.
level of threshold for that to happen. And trust me, that is user-generated content. And we have over 370 million people that trust Truecaller as a platform today. And that's one way individuals can protect themselves, because at the basic level, what we are doing is protecting you and giving you that information that when that phone rings and you see that tag and say, who is calling me? Oh, this is my friend calling me.
Wonderful.
Oh, this is a scammer calling me. Oh, that's a spam call.
And there's a lot there's almost nothing that can be proliferated when it comes to scam without a phone call.
Exactly.
So that's why that is quite important.
Exactly.
Wonderful. I wish we had more time. I enjoy this discourse. Would have spoken more about the industry of scam, but it's been a pleasure having you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Pleasure, same here.
All right. Now that said, of course, I'll take a time and I'll stay with us. We'll be back in a bit.
Chef Harmony is doing his thing. Okay, the red oil has gone into the cookware now with the fish, with the iru.
Yes.
Onions.
I don't want to speak English. Is iru?
Okay, eja.
Eja kika.
Eja kika.
Iru. Iru.
Okay, all right.
Onions.
We're getting there. We're getting there. We've been talking about ethnic dialects all day already, so we might as well continue. And we are making a foriro.
Yes.
So what remains to be done, Chef Harmony?
Now I want to make the sauce first. So I'm frying this, which is the iru, the onions, and the ede and the eja. Ede pupa. Ede bigbe pupa. Yes.
All right.
So now I think it's okay like this. Then I had.
All right. Go ahead.
Mix pepper inside.
So ata.
Ata lilo, ata shisha.
Ata shisha.
Ata tokuna o.
So when the difference between shisha and lilo.
Lilo is when you grind.
Yeah.
Shisha is when it's not smooth.
Okay.
So kuno is when it's smooth.
Oh, fantastic.
So ata shisha lama lufun efowa.
Fantastic.
Don't attack your class.
Chef Harmony is taking us to school
so
on this one.
You have to make it cook very well.
Tentatively, how long does this take?
Okay, to make the sauce, it has to take, because the pepper has been parboiled,
Okay.
processed, so it should take like 10 minutes
Okay, fantastic.
before you season it.
All right.
So, and I want to talk about the vegetable. People get it wrong sometimes. You know, our grandmother then,
Yeah.
you have to pour this inside the pot. When you want to bleach it,
Yeah.
pour it in the pot and cover it and put potash and cook it.
Yeah,
Cook it.
yeah.
No, no, no.
Okay.
This is F4. After the whole process, it has to be crunchy,
Okay.
not overcooked. But our grandmothers then, they cook it to their own taste, their own standard. And so when we are learning, when we are growing up, believe that's, no, that's no pot, no, you don't do that. So just make it, I've already washed it to avoid the sandy and everything with salt. So I have hot water here. So we're going to bleach it. I'm going to put the water for just like 5 minutes and bring it out.
So just 5 minutes and then
Yes.
pour it out.
Pour
Okay,
it, yes.
fantastic. Okay, I can't wait to see that process. Now, your meat here, was this boiled or fried?
Yes,
What was
boil and preserve. So I fried it.
Okay, so
preserve it.
You didn't dry it, you just
Yes,
fried it
yes,
a little.
yes, a little bit.
Okay, all right then. No
Because sometimes, intestine, if you do not let it go through that process,
Yeah.
it affects the soup itself. When you
So-
keep for next day or
Okay,
or
it could
modern.
spoil quicker.
Yes, but now you have already fried a little bit. All the blood inside or something has
Yeah.
dried off.
Okay.
So what you need is just the meat and the taste.
Fabulous. And that's what we're looking forward to seeing now. The process is very simple. We're making a foriro.
But me, I like this efere with ofada rice.
Really?
Try it one. I wanted to come to ofada rice, but unfortunately, my vendor could not deliver yesterday.
You know the funny thing? We've had quite a bit of ofada rice on the show over the past few weeks because a lot of people are going really ethnic with their choices of meals that they produce on the show. So when you said semo, I was really excited.
Yes. So ofada rice. Everybody believe ofada has to be with only that sauce.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
You can make ofada in all ways. That's why African gastronomy, you are there.
Fantastic.
You can make ofada jollof, ofada coconut rice.
Yeah.
The first time I came here, I think I did ofada
Okay.
Queen's fried rice.
Yes.
I make it the fried rice, like fried rice ingredients and all of that.
So I know that there's a festival coming up.
Yes, Ikorodu Food Festival, yes.
Ikorodu Food Festival.
Yes.
And you're part of this?
Yes,
All
I'm going to
right.
be there live. I'm going to have a stand. I'm bringing different delicacy.
Beautiful. Ikorodu have their own food festival.
Yes.
And I have a feeling it's going to be really exciting. A big shout out to Chef Tina for all the love and support and for everyone supporting her as well on this project. Ikorodu Food Festival. We will be there live and direct. We can't wait. All right, then. Now let's hand it over to the couch one more time. It's an artsy Thursday.
When you say hand it over to the couch, do you mean like the couch is going to speak? I mean, there's a host on the couch, Titi. You should say, hand it over to Mazino.
I just wanted to be sure who was there
I'm
first.
leaving. Let the couch do it.
I wasn't sure who was on the couch.
It's all
But
good.
You're there.
Of course, it's your friendly neighborhood spider host, Mazino Appeal. Even I'm not sure. But today for Art Display, we have someone very, very, very creative and will leave you in awe. Let's celebrate one of our own very creative and talented artists here. Her name is Modupe Oteju. She's a creative, figurative, visual, and teaching artist with over a decade of professional experience. You are welcome, Modupe. Good to have you here.
Thank you, sir.
Grand. You look very modest. Artists are very flashy, they either have this or that, but you're very modest. And in just about a bit, we'll be showing you her very, very beautiful and creative work, and you'd find out exactly why I refer to her as quite modest as against her art. But first off, what is who is a figurative artist?
Okay, figurative artist is someone who specializes in doing and creating more of a figure, human form.
Oh, the human form.
Yes, creating artworks in form of a human form.
These could be paintings or
Yeah,
sculptures.
it could be painting, it could be sculpture, it could be drawing, it could be any kind of media you choose to go for.
Okay.
Yeah.
In just a minute, we're going to let you guys see what it's like. But let me ask. Now, I love the human form. I think it's the best curves and lines that nature or God ever created. It's such a beautiful thing. It's a shame that we have to hide it under clothes, but honestly, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, Eve, look what you did. In any case, do you have a preference for which human form you like to express yourself in? Is it the male form or the female form?
Actually, I would prefer the male form,
Okay.
but most of my works are actually for the woman form.
Okay.
And that's just basically because of what I really wanted to express, the messages I wanted to pass with those artworks.
Okay, so let me get this straight.
Yeah.
You like the male form,
Yes.
but you have to express more in the female
Yes,
form.
yes,
Is this
yes.
because you want to get the attention of the male consumers?
No, it's based on the concept of what I really wanted to portray, you know, from the depths of my heart.
Okay,
Yes.
well, let's take a look at some of these now. We can see a few of your paintings here. Do you specialize only in paintings, or do you also cross into sculptures and stuff?
Yeah, I actually specialize in painting, but more recently I've deviated into drawing. I mean,
Okay.
making
Drawing like what we're
pen
looking at
drawing.
now.
Yes, yes.
So you mean
Making
that
pen.
was a pen
Yes.
on paper?
Yes.
When did you start doing this? Because that looked very intricate. How long does it take you to put together such
It
a...
was just last year. I started with that.
Wait, hang on. So you paint, and then you developed another skill, which
Yes.
is drawing.
Yes, yes.
So this is possible.
Yes, of course.
I never knew that it was possible that you could actually just, you know, start another or...
Of course, because as you grow in the art world, you know, a lot of things come into you, and then you just want to transcend. You want to go into whatever you want to really express, because that's what artists do. They want to express themselves.
These are tremendously fantastic, let me say, because it's so... The mosaic there, the details and all. How long does it take you to put together a pen drawing of this sort, for instance?
Well, actually, I do work alongside my practice.
Oh, really?
Yes. I
Wow.
work as an art teacher.
Okay, so
Yes.
you're an art teacher.
Yes,
That's
yes.
still in line with everything. That's okay. So, in between working as an art teacher and putting together these kinds of drawings,
Yes,
especially the
yes,
pen one,
yes, yes.
how long does it take?
Well, it can take me like 2 weeks or 3 weeks.
Weeks?
Because I have to attend to other things.
Okay, and are these commercial products? Do you sell them, or are you on contract to make them for people?
Well, I've not started selling the pen works.
Okay.
But for the paintings, I've sold them.
Okay,
Yeah.
and for good amounts. I
Yes,
bet.
yes,
All right.
yes.
So let's go back to you saying that you're also an art teacher.
All right.
Now, I like to fancy myself as an artist. Well, I used to be able to paint and draw.
Okay.
Earliest I can remember of a proper painting, or rather drawing, that I made of my father was 8 years old. I was 8 years old, and it still hangs
Okay.
on his wall at home. However, I've always just believed that you can't learn it. I've always just believed that it's something that you're born with.
Yeah.
If you're a teacher, so is it possible to go from zero ability to being professional and good at drawing or painting?
Yeah, it's possible. It's possible, but it's just that someone who was born with it will be quite different from someone who has to just learn it along the way. You know, the product of someone who actually, you know, grew up like me, I would consider myself as a born artist, because I've always practiced this right from my childhood days up till now. So it has always been it's part of me already. So, but for people, they can actually learn it. I believe it's a skill that people can learn. You know, if you just put your heart to it, and you develop more time for it, you deliberately develop your skills on it, you definitely come up with something.
So where do you teach your art?
Yeah,
What
actually,
institution?
I teach at Christ the Redeemer's College at Shagamu, the first school owned by Pastor Ye Adeboye, first secondary school owned by
So
Pastor
secondary
Ye.
school students?
Yes.
Okay. And in your experience, is it the younger you are, the better or easier it is to learn how to draw these artwork, or the older you are?
Okay, I don't believe there is any age barrier. I don't believe there's any age barrier. Whatever age you decide to practice, it's just about your deliberate attention to it. You know, it doesn't really matter if You're at any age.
Okay.
Yes.
So let's talk about how this makes you money. Would you say that it is like Nigerians are tuned into art? Nigerians want to buy art, going down the street. Oh, I love it. I'm going to buy it. And let's also put into consideration the times that we are now.
Okay.
Are we still prone to want to just buy art off of an artist, or like, I never chop, make a chop first? And how does it affect you?
Yeah, that really affects a lot. It
Aha.
affects a lot. I won't come
won't
here
deny
to deny that. It affects a lot, but I also believe that, you know, we could actually make these artworks in such an affordable, because I really see that people love art. A lot of people love art. They are true to it, but due to the economic situation,
Yeah.
you know, some are just deprived of that opportunity. So I just feel that if we could just make artworks a little bit affordable, although I understand what is at stake.
Yeah, correct.
You understand the materials.
Is it important
the
to
time.
have art in our lives as a normal, just an ordinary person? What are the effects art would have on me if I had maybe paintings around me, or if, you know, what would it do to me
Wow.
psychologically?
It does a lot, because sometimes we don't understand that, or well, I would say some of us don't understand that, you know, there's a kind of energy that you need in your environment, you know, to enhance what you're doing. A lot of people don't see it. And one of the reasons why I would say that maybe Nigerians don't see that is just because of the financial barrier.
I guess so.
Yeah, but when you really look at it, you find out that there are lots a lot of advantage to it, because there's so much of the force that it pulls together for you to be able to run your daily activity. That's why it is called fine art, because it enhances. It helps to enhance. So whatever you're doing, wherever it's found, you know, there's a life that it brings to that environment. So,
I'm thinking of a word. I don't know if it's feng shui or feng shui. Can you help me out? What's that word? It's something about your space and art and how it affects your body. I can't remember what it's called. Well, I'll figure it out later.
Okay.
But thank you very much, Modupe, for coming through.
right.
It's lovely to see your work.
Thank you.
I hope that someday maybe I would come to your class and learn some more, or perhaps maybe brush up.
All right.
And I will also expecting to see an exhibition from you anytime soon.
yes, I'm working towards it.
Well, we are looking forward to
All
it.
right, thank you,
you
sir.
very much. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
Do stay. And of course, hey, do stay yourself, because we've got more inside of Wake Up Nigeria. Still got a whole hour to go. So don't go anywhere. Let's take a break, and when we get back, more inside of Wake Up Nigeria.
Welcome back. Now, you probably thought the first hour was amazing, so hold on to your hats. We're taking it up one more notch.
Especially that we have breakfast and I can smell it from here. It's beautiful. Hey, well, she's absolutely right today, because, hey, we've got more coming your way inside of this hour. Our talented performer is still ready to blow your minds with tunes that will never be heard anywhere else except here and on his album,
Yes,
I
sir.
guess.
Now, there is a cherry on top as well. We have a really great celebrity guest who is coming into the studio, sure to leave you in awe. And it's going to be a really interesting surprise. Don't worry, we have it. Gonna reveal it for you very soon.
Absolutely. So whether you guys are gearing up for a day of fun, or maybe a desk piled with work, I know, right? Because it's almost Friday. We've got you guys covered. This is the Feel Good Show that brings by everything that you need for a Thursday morning. We're getting you started, maybe even for the weekend.
We're going to switch gears into the world of fanfare and laughter. Now, we still have, I think we have a book chat coming up.
Yes, indeed, we've got that.
we do.
And plenty of information as well coming your way. So, hey, let's just get you guys started. My name is Mazino Peel.
And I'm Titilayo Oyinso. Make sure you catch the, what?
Do it with style.
With style. My name is Titilayo Oyinso. Is that okay?
Pizzazz. A
All
bit
right.
too much, but good.
Channel 16 on GoTV, UHF channel 49, and on Star Times, it's 1 to 1. You can watch us live on all those platforms.
Yeah, and stream the show live, please, at tvcentertainment.tv on YouTube, and of course on Facebook, and at TVC Connect.
On X. Yeah.
X, yes.
All right, so we have an app, of course, available for you to download. It's available for Android and iOS. Wherever you might be, we're in the palm of your hands with no stress.
Absolutely. Now let's let you guys know what we have coming up.
Okay.
Welcome back.
Yeah.
Mike is very interested in the traffic situation today. Do you have somewhere to be later
No, not
today?
really. Yesterday I had to move and I was going to Surulere and it was the movement. So Ikorodu Road was blocked to and fro from morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Early in the morning, and normally I know that one way is open. I wasn't very sure. So people were complaining. I was trying to ask my friends, what was happening? Everybody wasn't really sure. But I think that there was a notice that it was going to be closed from yesterday into today.
Yeah.
Both
36
sides.
hours, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then some people yesterday morning still passed. I was in a bolt that the guy told me I passed in the morning. So there's just a lot of conflicting reports. You're not sure of how. So I was wondering, people that are doing mainland, island workers.
Yesterday was a different animal. And I'll tell you why, what factors made it so. First off, yes, people did pass through the Third Mainland Bridge yesterday morning, but then again, it was shut. And on both sides, very unusual because normally one side is open and the other is not. But do note, something happened yesterday. That information didn't get to people as quick as possible, is what is being said.
Yeah.
And there might be other factors. The fact that internet was down yesterday, and most people actually get all their information via the internet.
Very true.
All the way from yesterday morning, all the networks had no. We talked about this when we started the show this morning. So information was very bad.
The phone, not the ISPs, because I still had network, I think.
I don't know, but the internet was really slow.
Okay.
So there were a lot of
for
people
a couple
that couldn't
of
get
hours.
things done. Yeah.
Facebook, I think, and
On Instagram, okay,
and
yes, that
Instagram
was-
were also down.
also down,
And
yeah, that was-
note, that is where most people
Get
most of their information.
So interestingly, I was going to tell Mike about this and see if Mike could help me out. Somehow, I was one of the people that was logged out of my Facebook.
Oh, it did happen. So my sister just sent a message to me. I don't know, I know.
Facebook. And I saw an email in, I don't know whether it was Japanese or Chinese.
No.
And I was like, okay, this happened.
So, let me
They
tell
got
you.
it, and I have the
Real
two-factor
quick,
authentication.
the
all
sharp
those things.
guys
Yeah.
would have used that to try and proliferate a scam as at
Yeah,
that period. Because
yeah.
they also logged me on. And when I saw trying to log in, I
Yeah.
just knew it was down. You know, if I
Okay.
sending messages, it's down, it was down.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
So the announcement was that both platforms were
And
having
then
issues.
Elon Musk was just very, very petty. He
All
goes
right.
like, remember that we are
Let's
up.
wrap it up on this, though. Hopefully the weather doesn't affect our data today.
Welcome back here on the couch with me, Mazino Peel, and of course I have with me Eitayo Gumola. He's a technology entrepreneur, the founder and CEO of Utiva and managing partners of FIIT and the managing director of Entrova. Now, he built the largest technology talent company with more than 90,000 people and some leading global brands. Today, he is talking about youth empowerment, or rather, no, youth unemployment, global jobs, and also Japa syndrome. You are welcome.
Thank
Good
you.
to have you here, Eitayo.
Thank you.
I think one of our producers has a crush on you, by the way. Oh, she's married, sorry.
Oh, thank God.
Good to have you here.
Thank
Let's
you.
talk tech. Now, you've got an institution. Am I okay? Is it okay to call it that?
Yes, that's what it is.
Utiva, yes?
Yeah, Utiva.
What
yeah.
exactly do you guys do at Utiva?
So we fundamentally help Africans across 22 countries to learn different tech skills. And but most importantly, also help them transition into better jobs in the tech space.
Okay.
That's like a summary of what we do.
So you teach them these tech skills and
Absolutely.
help them to transcend into making money for themselves.
Correct.
Here in Nigeria, however.
Yes.
Okay, but they can make these monies from, any part of the world.
Yes, so absolutely, this is the way it works, right? You learn a tech skill, from Utiva, and then you master the skill, and you are then open to international jobs.
Okay.
What we are trying to do is to position the Africans, for global jobs. So think about a company based in Qatar hiring a product designer in Africa. And that's the model that we are trying to, build.
Well, that's very interesting. So you're not propagating the Jackpot thing.
No.
You're actually helping people stay back.
Absolutely,
and
yeah.
still be able to
Yeah,
make money,
absolutely.
even in dollars or other currencies.
Yeah, and that's where the better value is. The value is, so there's a value for the country, there's a value for the international, company that is hiring you, and value for yourself because you're earning in dollars but spending in naira here.
Very interesting. You know why? I say this because let's take a look at India, for instance.
Absolutely.
India used to have this thing when it comes to customer care service. However, they hire or they're hired by companies from outside of India. But when you call up, if you've ever used any of these services, when you call up, you're speaking to someone in India, telling you about your product,
Your product,
in Africa or wherever you might be. So they kind of like how do you put it
It's
now?
called global outsourcing.
Exactly, outsourced it,
Yeah.
globally outsourced
Yeah.
it to people in a different country while their products are
And
selling.
that's
in
what
other
we're also trying to replicate. In fact, we have a better advantage as a country.
How so?
200 million people, 65% of us are young people.
Mm.
We are quite very positioned geographically, so we can access the entire European market. Because the time zone, between
Yeah.
Nigeria and the UK and some other European countries, it's quite very favorable. We speak better English. We speak the British English. So
Do we now?
that's what we do. I mean, we're colonized by Britain.
Yeah, true,
so
true.
we have a better advantage in terms of, positioning this country for global outsourcing. But it's not just customer service. It's every skill can literally be outsourced.
What kind of skill does Utiva teach?
So we teach 13 different tech skills, from data science to cybersecurity to blockchain technology, programming, artificial intelligence, even the non-coding skills like product management, product design, And these are the skills that many of the companies that want to outsource to this country are also looking for. So typically what would happen in the future, as we move into that future, is that many of our talent in Africa, in Nigeria, will work from home here, but they are working with international organizations. And just like you talked about, India did it, Philippines have done it, Spain has done it. And that's why, Nigeria is also better positioned to also capture that market.
Very innovative, very, very interesting. But do I need any prerequisite skill or knowledge before I'm able to learn these skills that Utiva is teaching? Do I need to be perhaps maybe a graduate in, I don't know, some sort of science or applied science or anything? Or
No, you
can
don't.
I just pick it up?
No, you don't. So the simple answer is that you don't. 90% of those who attend Utiva training programs are those who want to plug into that ecosystem, and they don't even have the typical software engineering or computer science background. So they get into the program. The program incubates you from the basics and the foundation, and then you advance and continue to learn, and improve yourself. Tech is not, stagnant, so you have to continue to learn and evolve, yeah.
Well, thank you for providing this service free to everybody. Am I correct?
Well, it's not free. nothing good
How
and great is
affordable?
free.
I will say how expensive. How affordable is it for any young person who wants to take advantage?
So there are two different models that we are trying to explore, right? The first is the, outright payments. Many of our talents actually come and pay. And typically you would pay about 10% of what you would have paid in any international, organization to learn these skills. The second is you learn today, and then when we connect you to the international jobs, then you can continue to pay us back, for the value that we have invested into you, right? So
how do I sign up?
You just go to utiva.co.
utiva.co and that's it.
utiva.co and that's
Would
it.
my classes be online or?
They're 100% virtual, so you're learning online. You don't have to leave the comfort of your room. But remember that we're also preparing you for the international jobs.
Yeah,
So if you are able to ace and pass through that virtual training, that means that you can confidently work remotely from anywhere.
Let's hope that the networks will let us join your virtual classes, because lately they've been really bad.
Yeah,
But
I mean, we've had over 90,000 people that have learned at Utiva, and it's been a very interesting experience.
That's good. Hey, Tayo, man, it's grand having people like you in here in Nigeria, giving us these opportunities to earn monies even from outside the country. And please do keep it up. I want to sign up, so definitely we're going to be talking very soon. Thank you very much.
All right.
Hopefully you learned something. Now you know where to go in case you want to take advantage of this global space when it comes to earning money here in Nigeria without Japa. Stay tuned, we've got more coming your way inside of Wake Up Nigeria.
Well, she's Rotimi, not, I don't know, is she related to Ola Rotimi? Well, we'll find out that. Sharon Rotimi is our guest this morning, a dynamic actress trained at the Del York Creative Academy, known for captivating performances in African Magic Original Series, Chronicles, and of course, in other things. But then she looks like someone that has done this for like 20 years, but she says she's just done this for 3 years. How are you doing? Good morning.
I'm well.
You are welcome.
Thank
just
you.
3 years.
Yes, just 3 years.
You look like someone that's been there before.
Really?
Been there and done that. But let's talk about how you got into acting. What were you doing before you got into acting? What's been happening?
I did a whole lot of things before I got into acting, but what the most recent was I worked in marketing at a fintech.
Did you? So this was a job, as it were, but then how did the opportunity come for you to get into acting?
Well, let's just say it was just me tired of, waiting to do what I wanted to do. And I thought...
You've always wanted to act?
Yes, I've always wanted to act. And I just thought I might as well just do it now and see how it goes.
So how did you start? How did you get into the industry?
I auditioned like many other people.
Tell me about the experience. Incidentally, there's a thread on Twitter. People are talking about their worst audition experience.
Yes. Oh, my God.
You've seen that thread?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so tell me about this first audition experience, and then you tell me about your best and maybe your worst experience, if you have any. But let's talk about this first one.
The first one, my first audition experience was for a very popular filmmaker. Got there at about 5:30 a.m.
5:30.
I did audition till
That's your first one.
Yes.
Why did you know to come that early? Or how did you know?
I just assumed that other people were thinking like me.
Okay.
Like I knew there was going to be a crowd.
Oh,
and
okay.
I didn't want a situation where I was like.
So what number were you on the list?
115 or something.
And you came by 5:30.
And I came by 5:30. That place was packed.
Okay. Interesting. It's normally like that. And how did you go? Did you get the job?
No, I did not. I did not even get a call back.
We'll get back to you. Was that what you were told?
Yeah.
But then, so moving forward from then, how did you get your first role? What was it like? What was the experience
Oh, that's
like?
interesting. I also auditioned for that. Funny thing is, the morning of the audition, I was thinking, man, I'm tired, because I'd been going for auditions upon auditions, and I was thinking, I just didn't want to see where I would go for this one again, and it would be another dead end. And it turned out that I got the lead role on the project. Yes.
Interesting. That was just the first one. And what project was that?
It's called The Wives. It's not out yet.
It was not even out yet.
Yes,
But that was your
beautiful
first
story. That was my first one.
Wonderful. And then after that, do you still audition now?
Yeah, of course. I've not blown.
And what is your? And let me just. What is your worst experience in an audition venue?
Well, I think
maybe on set.
On set. Don't want to talk about that.
What? You could be helping somebody.
Well,
experience could help someone.
Well, okay. To be fair, I've not had a lot of bad experiences. I've had more good experiences than bad experiences. And the bad experience, I think we can just chalk it up to scheduling issues, poor human management issues.
Okay. That happened.
Yeah.
PMs and all of that.
Yeah. I still talk. I was on the same thread on Twitter. I talked about how.
When did you there?
It was last night. I talked about how on set I'd finished the scene and I wanted to go change into my clothes. And I got there and they had packed up their stuff, which is understandable. It was quite late, but I found my clothes on the floor. I mean, there was the bed, there was a couch, there were places they could have put them, but they thought, oh, yeah, let's just put it on the floor.
that was great.
That hurt.
You know, this morning, when I saw that thread, the one that blew me about, I was just laughing, was where they said they invited them for audition, but they don't say there were cameras.
I know that guy.
that was mind-blowing for me. And then they were writing that the fact that the audition was actually the movie or the project.
Yeah.
It does happen. But let's see, with all you've done and all in this 3 years that you've done, how has your experience been as a whole in the industry so far? Challenging? Worthwhile? Is it something that you've always wanted to do?
Yes. How do I say this? It's been challenging. Yes, it's had its ups and downs. For me, more ups than downs. But I do know how the reality is for many other actors. Every sector has its challenges.
Is it financially rewarding for you at this stage? Does it pay? Now you left marketing. You left
my 9 to 5. Yeah,
9 to 5 and all that. I mean, when I talk about marketing, you probably people that make the money and all of that. So you know. So does it at this stage and all of that? Is this something that one can start and pursue as a sole career? Or is it, if you're giving someone advice, is this something that you do by the side so that you can sustain yourself? Because, for different people, it's different strokes for different folk.
The thing is, I don't think this has a straightforward answer. Given the climate in the country at the moment, it would make sense to, have multiple streams of income.
Yeah. But as an actor, at times you are busy to.
Yeah, and that's the thing. At the same time, I was getting there. At the same time, it's if you're going to do this full-time, you know that you have to put all your energy, your time. It can be tasking.
It is.
It can be really tasking.
So, but how have you been able to traverse such a part?
I think for me, it's that I have a really strong community. Friends, family, people who are rooting for me. Every single time, I am shocked that there are people that actually want to see me do good.
That's nice.
And it feels really good. I have a really strong community.
All right, wonderful. Now let's talk about your recent projects. What have you done recently that people can watch out?
Oh, okay. So I filmed, there's a feature film I did last year.
Oh.
It's called The Artifact. I can't wait for people to see it.
Artifact.
Yes,
I can already. Is it epic?
No, it's not.
not
No, it's not. It's an adventure film.
It's an adventure film.
Yeah.
That sounds like some
Yeah.
Tomb Raider kind of the artifact or something like that, you know. So
No, I'm not going to spill too much, but it's just about 4 friends
okay.
going across different states in Nigeria to find some stones in an artifact.
Yeah, an artifact. What do we expect? When is this coming out?
I should think maybe 3rd quarter this year.
Is
I'm not
it
quite
a
sure.
cinema movie? Or is it something that will have in the streaming platform?
I think it's going to be on streaming platform. On the streaming
Okay, yeah,
platform.
because of course with the proliferation of streaming platforms. So for you, is this it? Do you plan to get into maybe producing, directing? Because
Definitely,
Now, now it has come to the point where we've seen a lot of actors now who go on to herald their own projects because, you know, as it were, they sometimes, I mean, at times it might not be what you want that you do, and then you feel like, okay, let me get to a point, and then what I really want to do, because of course it's still growing, as it were. What is the future? What do you plan to do?
For me, I love being an actor. But for me, it's the opportunity to be a storyteller, to tell stories. I love filmmaking in general. So of course I want to get my hands into producing, into directing. I just really want to tell stories. There are a lot of stories that some have been, you know, told, some can be retold, some stories have been untapped, and I can't wait to.
Well, just let me wrap up this year. What does it mean? You were trained at Del York as an actor.
Yes.
What, do you think that gives you some sort of an advantage over somebody who was not trained? And what would you say to somebody that says that, you know, is there a need for you to actually be trained as an actor?
Yes, there will always be a need for you to be trained as an actor. It doesn't matter how talented you think you are.
Okay.
There's always something to learn, always, you know, tricks to the game that you need to learn. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you. It was great having you.
Thank you so much.
I'm looking forward to the artifact. That's quite interesting. It's a name I'll not forget. If I see that, I know that,
Yes.
okay, Sharon mentioned that she's in the
I'll
project.
hold you to that.
I'll watch out for it.
I'll hold
We
you
don't
to
have breakfast for you. Hope you're not fasting.
Yeah, no, I'm not fasting. I love food.
Yeah. You're too happy. No, we don't have breakfast. It's been a wonderful show. Thank you, Wake Up Nigeria. Right up here, Mazino, she's too excited about the breakfast. I don't like it. I don't like it. Well, we'll catch them and talk about what's happening in the kitchen.
Yeah, the Wake Up Nigeria kitchen was taken over by Chef Harmony. And please pronounce it again. Gastronomique or d'Afrique, how do you say it?
D'Afrique.
D'Afrique, okay. Gastronomie d'Afrique.
That is a French word.
African gastronomy.
Yeah.
Nice.
Chef here. And yeah, as you can see, has given us some semo that went to Oxford.
Wow, I mean,
love it.
this is. I thought it was. There were pieces of yams, but
No, this
it's
is
actually.
Wait, no,
This is the gastronomy aspect of it.
Yes,
Aha.
it is.
Semo, we don't need to wrap in the line. Look, let's give it a beautiful look and
Chef.
some unique. Eh?
No pomo inside this thing.
You know, soup for yesterday, and I so use the next one to use another
Chef
thing.
with humor.
You don't see pomo.
Go use another thing now.
Pomo no day.
Saturday.
All of you.
That's the day we like pomo.
I like
No,
this guy. But this is a Foriro classic.
Yes, indeed,
here.
classic. That's the
Please
word.
have a taste.
you.
and let
Please
us
tell
know.
us.
As in, I've never seen a rose.
Made out of semo
semo
before.
It looks good.
It looks
Doesn't
amazing.
it? I
Yes,
mean,
it does.
that's just beautiful. I would like to taste it myself. Mike was hoping it was going to be enough for 20 people, but no.
I know, Rachel.
Oh, look at that look on her face. She's smiling.
What does it taste like?
Sharon, you're smiling too much.
No. But that's
First off, it's semo. Everybody knows, anybody that knows me knows I love semo.
Oh, God.
And then vegetable tastes really good.
Fantastic.
That tastes really good.
All right.
Cool.
Chef Harmony has harmoniously put together a lovely meal today. And it's a great way to wrap up our Thursday right here on Wake Up Nigeria.
Yes, indeed, it is. I loved it all the way from the start up until now. Hopefully you did too. You joined us early, or maybe not. Well, don't worry, there's still one more edition to go this week. Join us for a Friday one tomorrow. We'll be here bright and early from 7 a.m. It's goodbye from all of us. Catch you guys then.
Have a great day, everyone. Bye.
Bye-bye.